week. So the number one thing that they always say they hate about men, right, is inconsistency, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So if they hate our inconsistency, if women lead by emotions, aren't they the most inconsistent of the genders? Let's go. Aren't they the most inconsistent of the genders because they lead by emotions? Let's go, people.
I second that.
Wow.
I second that. I agree.
So y'all are saying that we are inconsistent.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, Aisha, I kind of take offense to that. I mean,
What?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, why are we inconsistent? Because we say one thing 1 minute and change our mind in this minute.
That's
listen to
That's
what
how
I say.
we were made up. You cannot blame us because that's how God created us to be. Even if you were supposed to eat that apple.
Katie, listen to what I said. Y'all lead by emotions. So any little thing y'all can turn off. Y'all can turn it off on any little thing. That's being inconsistent. So the question is, who is the most inconsistent of the genders if y'all lead by emotions?
So you think we can just turn our emotions on or off?
That's not what he's asking.
Y'all emotional.
He's not asking that. He's saying out of the two genders, who is the most inconsistent when it comes to consistencies, men or women? And because y'all lead with emotion, can you consider that as being inconsistent more times than not?
I will agree with you on that. I will. I mean, I was trying to dance around it. I was trying my best to dance, but I will agree with you on that. Yeah. I feel like we as women, because of our emotions, can come off as inconsistent because we can hide our emotions, though. Not because we don't have them, because we can hide them.
Y'all, as women, y'all think you hide emotions?
Right. Don't hide shit.
Some women can.
Some women do.
They do, but for the most part, do you think you hide your emotion, or do you think you wear your emotions on your sleeve?
I wear mine on my sleeve.
Personally, if I can help it, I'm not gonna let mine show.
No. Let's just say that when we're mad or upset, or when we had a bad day, we don't get these kind of passes, right?
No, we don't get that. No, we don't.
We don't get these passes.
No.
We don't get these passes.
No, we don't.
Whereas though if anything is thrown on your day, like it. I'm tired. It's that time of the month. Such happened. I'm upset. All of these emotions.
I agree, and I want to touch on somebody's comment, and I want to touch on somebody in the comment section because they make a good point. Marlon says men hide their emotions and their feelings, right? We have to, because if a man is overly emotional, we're looked upon as being weak, a punk, non-protective, weaker, a bitch, right? We looked upon as that when we're too emotional. We have to be strong. We have to be tough. But the moment we become emotional and show our emotions, we're looked upon as, damn, you too emotional. Why are you so emotional, right? So we have to hide our emotion, because if we don't, then where do we go to for that protection that we need, or that solace that we need? And the women's want to say, come home, come to me. I'm that. But what happens a lot of times is she'll internalize that and think that that the emotions that we're displaying is because of her.
Right.
Or because she can't fix it, that it's a problem and we don't trust her enough to let her fix that or let her be the answer. And it's not always the case because you can't fix everything. My emotions doesn't not necessarily mean that you as my partner are not equipped or adequate enough to make me feel better or make me feel different. It's just I'm expressing my emotions to you and I just need you to listen.
No.
I don't need you to understand because you can't.
No, why do they feel like why do y'all feel like we don't hide our emotions? We just know that y'all don't give a fuck.
But that's not true.
So we just push through because we know we have to. We know we still got to get shit done. We know we can't sit in our emotions and complain about it. We're not hiding our emotions. We just know that y'all don't give a fuck. Like,
that's not true.
That's not true.
It may not be true, but have you ever had a conversation with your mate, your male friend, or whoever, your significant other, and they're telling you what they're going through, but you inject what you're going through to help them understand that you think you understand what they're going through because you went through something? What it is
maybe
that
they think that they are trying
not
to
helpful.
help you that way.
How? Telling me about you, now I have to now pull back what I'm saying to you or pull back from what I'm going through because now you're telling me about what you're going through. So now I got to be there to bring you back up. Have you noticed that sometimes? So when we're made to suppress our emotions because we don't want it to become an issue where now we got a problem over here or we're defending ourselves over here as to why we feel that way.
no,
why you feel that way? Is it because am I not doing something right?
Hold on now. This is how it goes. I've been in a house where everybody in the house had an attitude at one point or another. The day I had an attitude, everybody's gonna look around and say, "What the fuck is going on with Daddy? He's acting crazy." Like, there's never a time when I can have an attitude. Everybody in the house gets their time to have an attitude. That's how it works.
Yeah. Or I could be on my little monthly. And my little monthly could just mean I don't feel like being bothered, or I just want to be to myself. But I'm looked upon as, damn, what's wrong with you? You don't feel like being bothered, or you doing this X, Y, and Z. No, I don't mean that. It just means like I'm just trying to figure me out.
So well, everybody have mood swings. I do agree with that. Everybody have their mood swings.
What's up, Aisha?
And now I do agree with you. I found myself, trying to understand what someone is going through by offering something similar that I have experienced or have gone through. And I had to kind of dig myself in a sense. And I had to say, you know what? No, let him have his space and his moment to be going through what it is that he's going through without you knowing and understanding everything and having experienced something similar. It's not going to be exactly the same. So I've actually had to pull back myself from doing that because I found that I did it an awful lot. And I think that it took away from him being able to express those feelings and that vulnerability at that time. And by me sort of being dismissive. So I kind of had to dig myself a little bit in that area because I did it a lot.
What's up, Peter?
Oh, it's on me. So I mean, I can't say anything on that because I mean I can't say anything on that because I guess I have always in my world I've always put people in front of me anyway. Like when I was married, my family and they still do. I put everyone before me. I mean, it'd be so much stuff that is on my plate, but no one would ever see that plate unless they're in that circle. They think they see a plate, but they don't see that plate. So, I mean, depending on who the person is, I may just give them space if I don't know what else to do.
Okay,
Can
so
I?
if I ask y'all, do y'all think y'all are more inconsistent because of your emotions? Would y'all agree with
I
that?
think we are. I think we are.
At first, I didn't see it, but the more and more we discussed it and talked it out, I can see how that is um, a basis of inconsistency. Like, it's hard to say, oh, well, you should be penalized for being an emotional creature. But I think sometimes instead of us looking at it as we're being penalized for being an emotional creature, we should just realize that those things can sometimes form those inconsistencies in a relationship. And if you can take note to what it is that you're lacking and how your emotions are controlling that situation, you can maybe draw them back a little bit so that it is an even playing field.
Okay.
I have a question.
Now,
I have a question for everyone, especially for the ladies, and this is for the people in the comments as well. Far too often when we say something, right, and we make a point, or we have a thought pattern, why do we always hear, well, it goes both ways? Especially when a man says something, you'll always hear a woman interject, well, it goes both ways. But when a woman says something, it's just supposed to be. Explain that, because I often wonder why it's always, well, it goes both ways. But if it goes both ways, shouldn't we both do the same thing that we're saying it should go both ways? I.e., for an example, the first love in a woman, hopefully in a woman's life, is her dad, right? The first companionship that a woman feels, and that love and that protection comes from her father, right? He's obligated to take care of you, to protect you, to help you grow into a woman, to be then not shipped off, but to be transferred over to your lover, right? Your lover is not your daddy. So a lot of things that your lover is going to pick up is not the slack of what your dad was able to provide to you, but what your lover is going to give to you. And I don't think I don't think that's understood. Far too often do I hear, I want a man like my dad. I want a man to be like my dad was because he loved me. He's supposed to. That's his responsibility.
right.
Why is it always why do a man fall short when he is not giving you the same thing that your dad gave you? He's
Well,
not
what that is
supposed to.
speaking of, okay, I can speak on that because I have often said that. But what I speak on that is your dad is the only man to ever love you unconditionally, meaning he accepted you as you are, always will, and will always love you. Don't care if you run your mouth too much. Don't care if you don't communicate, whatever. That love is there. And that's the type of love that you want, that unconditional
Hold on,
love.
That's not
That's
hold
what
on,
I think.
K-Day. Hold on, K-Day. I tell my daughter that she ran her mouth too much all the time.
You tell her
I
what,
tell my
T?
daughter she ran her I tell my daughter that she ran her mouth too much. Talk
can I
about
can, we, we
nobody's
throw
daddy
this
with
word
the
we throw this word around a lot, and it really and we internalize the things that we say. Unconditional love. No love that you are going to seek from your partner is going to be unconditional. Love, when you're with your partner, is coming with conditions. If you give me this, I
right,
give you me,
right,
right? That's a conditional love. It's not unconditional. When unconditional love is being accepted, means that person has to give you nothing but
right.
themselves, because it comes with no conditions. It comes with no restrictions, or it comes with no strings attached. So when we throw these words around, unconditional, that's false. because everything that's come with when it comes with your partner, you're attaching a condition to it. Baby, if you love me enough, I'll be yours. If you protect me, I'll be yours. If you shelter me, or if you give this, then I'll give myself to you, because that comes with the condition. There's no love other than a parent's love that is unconditional. So when we put those pretenses on our mates, we've already put them at a disadvantage. Because when you unconditionally love somebody, I don't have to do anything that you want me to do, because it's unconditional. Now, when you say, I need you to love me like this, you're giving me conditions. This is how you want me to love you in this time. So we have to start to tell our minds to stop thinking of cliches. Stop with the cliches. That shit sounds good, but it ain't real life. Unconditional love, bring it to the table, and this and that. We live in this world of falsehoods, and we use that as a scapegoat. And then when people don't live up to those expectations, because you can never live up to those expectations, then we're looked upon as, oh, they weren't good enough for us. You put them already at disadvantage when they first started by giving them a word that it can't even be attached to them, because it's not real.
I'm saying that you are not wrong, or that you are wrong, because that's your way of thinking. And my opinion is, I mean, unconditional does not mean that in my book. So I guess everybody have a way of what their unconditional is. My unconditional is accept me as I am, because like I said, with me, I've come too far to fight for who I am. And that is something that will never be understood by the eyes that wasn't there watching it grow. So unconditionally just simply meaning accept me as I am. And like as I said, I may not know what I want all the time, but I know what I do not want and what I will not ever accept in my life again. And that's just from
me to tell me that in order for me to love you correctly is to love you the way you are, accept you as you are, right? Not to try to change your ways because you want to do what you want to do, right? That's a condition. That's not unconditional. Unconditional means we rocking and rolling, just whatever comes and goes. If it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. The only person that loves us unconditionally, for real, outside of the people that conceived us, is God. He wakes us up regardless of whatever we've done the day prior. He continues our life because whatever is because of that unconditional love that he has for us, right? So it's unfair to put that on your mate when they are also imperfect individuals. So if I'm imperfect and you're imperfect, how do you expect for me to be perfect for you, but you can't be perfect for yourself? Because I'm supposed to accept what you want me to accept, but you can't accept the way I'm loving you. It's conditions. So stop with the unconditional love. Let's cut those words out, and we start to find real love and happiness when we stop using these cliches and things that people said we're supposed to accept. And the way of the world did that shit. Use what is good for you. That means something to you. I don't live my life based upon what the internet says I should. I live how I want to feel. And it comes with conditions. Because if it's not, then I'm floating on to the next. Right? So we gotta stop. We gotta get out of this. Oh, please don't teach me. I need some. I can't teach him how to love me. He gotta love me unconditional. What? So you can teach me to love you the way you want me to love you, but you can't teach me how to love you continuously. Let's get out of these patterns, people. That's the reason why love is so fucked up right now. Because nobody understands truly what the next person wants, because they don't know what they want for themselves. They want something false. They want a fairy tale, and it's not that. Especially when you're not even giving the fairy tale back.
I say that all the time, good brother. The fairy tale. Say that all the time, good brother.
And I've been on my soapbox for the past month. I'm so sick of hearing, well, that I said what I said. Who the fuck is you? Like, I said what I said. That sound ignorant. Are we mature adults, or are we idiots? Well, I said what I said. What you said it ain't even decent. It don't even make no sense. Like, because you're saying this and you're holding true to these unnecessary ideologies that really don't matter. It holds no weight, but in your mind. You're not getting nowhere with this idiotic ideology of, well, I said what I said and I meant what I mean what I say. But what did you really say? Nothing. If anything, you should be like, you know what? I'm willing to learn and grow within life, because it's just the way it's supposed to grow, because I am mature. I am an adult. I am what excuse me for being on my Kanye West right now, but this show turns me up. You know what I mean?